Can you see my screen?
Yes, very well.
Yes. My presentation today is a nature-based project and carbon credit. I'm Niavlande Zenarati Mazaf, a senior sustainability consultant. I've worked for 5 years at EcoCert as an auditor and certification officer, mainly related to agriculture and environmental projects. Then I work as a freelancer to support different projects, mainly in developing carbon credit projects. I've already managed different carbon credit projects, and I want to share you some of my experiences and how it is important to fight against climate change. By starting this presentation, let me present you an introduction, global climate change and environmental degradation. With all of these issues, nature-based solutions become the primary solutions for combating climate change. They are very important through forest and natural habitat restoration to sustainable farming and wetlands preservations. These are some examples of nature-based solutions that we can use, and all of these examples can reduce greenhouse gas emissions, but not only greenhouse gas emissions, but also biodiversity increases and the maintenance of resilience within communities. So, in these presentations, I show you how nature-based solutions can contribute to climate actions and also sustainable development, and mainly how these nature-based solutions can be integrated into carbon credit mechanism. So the main object are to develop the principle of carbon offsetting, show you the methodologies used to quantify emissions reductions because they are important in developing nature-based solutions, and finally the certification standards that can be used to ensure environmental integrity and transparency. These presentations not only benefit the planet but also create social and economic opportunities to local communities. In these presentations, I show you the concept of nature-based solutions, nature-based project, explains how the carbon credit work, because when we talk about carbon developing a carbon nature-based project, it related mainly to carbon credit, and also give you some examples of nature-based solutions that can be used, and define all the standards and methodologies used for the certification of this carbon credit project. And at the end, present a case study that we can use when we develop a carbon credit project. Let's start by developing the nature-based solutions that we can tell usually NPS. Nature-based solutions are actions for societal challenges that are inspired by a process and functioning of nature. These nature-based solutions are supported by nature. Resilience is achieved while producing societal, environmental, and economic benefits. We can see in this example some coastal, freshwater, urban, and terrestrial uh, impact of these nature-based solutions. Uh, IUCN has defined the nature-based solutions as leverage nature and the power of a healthy ecosystem to protect people, optimize infrastructure, and safeguard a stable and biodiverse future. There is also another definition from World Bank Group. Nature-based solutions or actions to protect, sustainably manage, and restore natural ecosystems that address societal challenges such as climate change, human health, food and water security, and disaster risk reduction effectively and adaptively, simultaneously providing human well-being and flow. An example of nature-based solutions that we can see here. For example, there is a common problem is the flooding in coastal areas that occurs as a result of storm surges and coastal erosion. And these challenges traditionally tackled with man-made grey infrastructure such as seawalls and dikes. Coastal flooding can also be addressed by actions that take advantages of ecosystem services such as tree planting. So, by implementing this tree planting, it is an example of nature-based solutions. So, all the trees that thrive in coastal areas, here an example of mangroves, will reduce the impact of storms on human lives and economic assets and provides a habitat for fish, birds, and other plants supporting biodiversity. Do nature-based solutions help fight against climate change? There is an estimation from the Paris Agreement that suggests that nature-based solutions can provide uh, about 37% of the mitigations needed until 20 and 30. And how can this be done? If you plant trees, for example, they're going to soak up carbon and restoring native forest at the margin of a river will avoid landslides uh, to, and can also act as a carbon sink. Another example is also climate smart agriculture that enables farmers to retain more carbon in their fields as they produce crops. It can be done by soil carbon. Decreasing deforestation also is another example, another way to benefit from nature-based solutions. By paying farmers not to cut down the forest, will preserve ecosystem services such as carbon sequestration, provision of clean drinking water, and reduction of river sedimentation downstream. All pathways to achieving the Paris Agreement include protection of forest and conservation, restoration, and sustainable use of natural ecosystems. And these nature-based solutions offer a way of addressing the climate and the biodiversity crisis in a synergetic and cost-effective manner. And how these nature-based solutions uh, play a role in climate change because they are being used, for example, by the World Bank to help manage disaster and reduce the incidence and impact of flooding, mudslides, and other disasters. But it's not automatic that everything you plant becomes a nature-based solutions. For example, planting trees that are not from the region and are toxic to local animals would not generate biodiversity benefits. So it's important to choose all the trees and to make a study before doing plantation. Let's see how nature-based solutions and carbon credits are in relation. What is a carbon credit? First, a carbon credit is an equivalence measure used in the fight against climate change. One carbon credit is equal to 1 ton of CO2. And in response to international commitments such as the Quito Kyoto Protocol and the Paris Agreement to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, this mechanism has become essential for offsetting the residual emissions. There are two different types of eligible projects in carbon credit. First, a Vodance project, for example, renewable energy and using energy efficiency more efficiently. Sequestration project that consists in the development of natural carbon sinks that we are taking here are nature-based solutions like forests, oceans, and soils, and also industrial sinks, machines that capture CO2 and restore it in rock. When developing the carbon credit project, there are different important steps. You cannot do it on yourself, but sometimes you need consultancy and expert in developing them. The steps are sometimes difficult and need expertise in developing them. First, the first step is a feasibility study. This involves evaluating the area's potential and determining the types of carbon credit project that can be developed. We saw back the different kinds of carbon credit project. When you finish this feasibility study, you can develop your project, which consists mainly in writing the PDD, which is a project document design that will abstract all the information related to your project, determining the methodologies related to your project, and also how your project comply with these methodologies, and also calculating the carbon emissions reduction following the proven methodology. The goal is mainly to ensure the credibility and quality of a project. When we finish all of this important document, you can start by certifications, so by contacting carbon standard like FERA code standard, and work with top program certifications and auditors to eliminate the suspicion of greenwashing. So the certification is important, but because it will prove the credibility of your project. After that, if you are certified, you can start by financing and selling your carbon credit. Financing is important because developing a carbon credit is very costly, and sometimes we need funding in developing them. And you can finally do monitoring that is done every year, or depending the type of project, which consisting on track and monitor the project to ensure integrity, transparency, permanency, and traceability of all launches. Uh, we can see here different price of nature-based project. Our case here is nature-based restorations. For example, the price is about 15 USD per ton, which is the higher price if we compare to energy efficiency, where the price here is 5 USD per ton, and the heredity project, which consists mainly in conservation, has also price like energy efficiency. Renewable energy has a very low price because it's not mainly related to restoration. Monitoring, calculating, and reporting services are important on reforestation and nature-based solutions. So, monitoring of carbon credit can be done by gather satellite image uh, in these examples. You source satellite images from leading suppliers on a weekly or a monthly basis to have real-time images without directly going on the ground. So it's important to see how the nature-based are developed. Then doing a comparison with baselines. Baselines is the beginning of the project. For example, when there is no trees on the land, and we can say we tell that baseline. And after, when we develop the project, we will tell them project. So baseline is the beginning, and the project is when something is done on the land. For that, you can use images from the surrounding land or existing project in the region of interest to calculate the baseline and expected CO2 at a certain point of time of the project. Then monitoring the forest developments. For that, you use satellite data combined with a machine learning algorithm to calculate metrics, for example, tree height, tree width, and number of trees and tree health. KPI assessment is the data uh, that allow to calculate daily indicators such as diameter and tree health indicators. Finally, calculate and report. Calculating the carbon sequester thanks to the implementation of project to generate the report. The report is an example of a PDD, project document design, and this report can be interesting for all the parties involved in the project. It will define all the and summarize all the project. Here we can see different certification standards for carbon credit project, and they can be used also for nature-based solutions. First, and the most important is VCS standard, is the leading international standard. Most of carbon offset from Asia with high percentage of energy-based project or from VCS standard. Then we have called standard for the global goals, which is a standard that enables initiatives to quantify, certify, and maximize their impact toward climate security and sustainable development goals. Then we have climate action reverse. It's mainly important in the US, And uh, this is the most trusted, efficient, and experienced offset registry for global markets. There is also, for example, Puro, which is also a leading platform for engineered carbon removal. Other standards CIR and CCIR. When you get and certify your carbon credit project, you will get the carbon issuance, and this carbon issuance can be sold on different marketplace. For example, voluntary carbon market. Once certified, you will gain access to the marketplace corresponding to the specific standard. So each standard have their own platform and a marketplace where the carbon credit can be sold. A compliance market, which is where companies are required to purchase carbon credits to comply with the emissions reductions mandates. An example is, for example, European Union emissions trading system, California cap and trade program, regional greenhouse gas initiatives. Uh, to sell the carbon credit, there is also different brokerage platforms. This platform connect buyers and sellers of carbon credit, and this will include some brokerage fees, for example, first 5%. So they will take 5% of the sales. An example of more important or air carbon exchange, carbon trade exchange, evergreen carbon. All of the website are here. Let's see an example of case study in Africa. I've chosen Africa because nature-based solutions are mainly developed in Africa as the land and the climate are have high potentials in developing carbon credit and nature-based solutions. Africa, in fact, due to its vast natural resources, growing renewable energy potentials, and high value of vulnerability to climate change, have a unique opportunity for carbon credit projects. In fact, Africa's carbon market potentials contribute only at the moment 4% of global carbon emissions, but suffers disproportionately from climate change impact, making carbon finance essential for sustainable development, and there is abundance of land and the renewable energy resource in Africa. So uh, it's important, and it have high potential to develop nature-based solutions in Africa. An example of nature-based solutions that can be done in Africa based on nature, the most important. For example, afforestation. Afforestation is an activity of planting trees in degraded land. So there is nothing on the land, and then you will plant trees, and we call that afforestation. Reforestation activities, for example, there is already a forest, but these forests are degraded, so you will plant another trees to restore the forest, and we call that reforestation. EFM is an improved forest management. Heredity project, which is a conservation project, and sustainable agriculture, Many farmers in Africa are doing sustainable agriculture without knowing that it is a carbon credit project. Nature-based projects are higher priced uh, than engineering project due to better carbon quality and low in quantity. So, if we compare to another carbon credit project, these nature-based are less expensive and immediately operable, but they are less permanent. While there are various options available, the most recommended approach is nature-based solutions. Even it is less permanent. For example, from fire, risk of fire, and different political issues in Africa, nature-based solutions are great if all of these risks are avoided. Let's see one by one each uh, example of this activity. Afforestation and reforestation, they are nature-based solutions, and their goal is to plant a permanent forest or to restore the land degraded by prior use in agriculture or cattle ranching. Afforestation and reforestation will help sequester carbon while bringing back a suitable habitat for animals and plants to survive and enhance biodiversity. And the carbon financing would enable the employment and the hiring of local farmers. So it will have social benefits also. It is the best opportunities in Africa, and the certifications can be done by all carbon credit standards when the eligibility criteria are proven. And the carbon sequester depends on the area and the type of trees and the soil. Then heredity project. It is also another nature-based solutions. Heredity project achieve emission reduction from forest conservation and the sustainable management of degrading forests to enhance the forest carbon stocks. The main causes of deforestation are socioeconomic and settlements, and decreasing deforestation will be achieved through a series of activities that are designed to improve significantly the livelihoods of locals, such as improved agriculture, beekeeping, fuel wood plantations, and fair management. The location can be worldwide, and the certification also to all carbon credit standards. The carbon sequestered will depend on the area and the activity done on site. For example, the type of trees. Improved forest management. Its activity uh, convert the logged forest to protected forest to reduce carbon emissions. And prior to the implementation of a project activity, the trees are logged annually according to a valid and verifiable government approved timber management plan. This can be also certified to all carbon credit standards, and the carbon sequestered depend also on the trees and the area protected. These nature-based solutions not only give social uh, carbon climate change impact, but they also bring different sustainable development costs that we can call co-benefits. For example, bring local employment, provide employment for women around the world, bring cheap and affordable energy to community in the case of renewable energy project, facilitate the climate actions through climate financing, and bring biodiversity, new species, and life to the land. What are the best strategies and challenges to development these nature-based solutions? First, it focuses on high impact sectors. The most effective carbon credit project should target forestry and land use, and also agriculture. So it's important to focus on high impact sectors. Then the use of the red carbon standards, you need to choose the best standard to maximize credibility and marketability of your project. Most important are VCS standards, gold standards, CDM, another new carbon, social carbon that focus mainly on nature-based solutions. Then another strategy will be leveraging local and international funding. You need to choose the best funding for your project by choosing, for example, public-private partnerships that can help bridge financing gaps for carbon projects, international climate funds, and also carbon offset offtake agreements. Another strategies is also build local capacity and knowledge. For example, by creating policies for carbon credits where the project will be implemented. Local business and communities should be trained in carbon accounting, verification, and monitoring. So you will not need to go on site usually, but you can train different local people. Uh, Different African universities and research institutions should also develop expertise in carbon markets to increase local participation. Finally, ensure social and economic co-benefits. It's important on developing the carbon credit project because it will help to address poverty reduction, employment, and biodiversity conservation to attract investment and local support. What are the main challenges when developing this project? First, lack of awareness and expertise because many stakeholders have limited knowledge of carbon credit mechanism, so it can bring issues to your project. High initial cost because developing a project of and getting certification can be expensive and it may be difficult to mainly for a small scale project to access the market. Regulatory uncertainty because some projects do not have carbon market policies, creating the challenge on the project approval and the carbon rights ownership. Verification and monitoring difficulties. Many carbon credit projects require continuous monitoring, which can be also a challenge in remote areas with limited infrastructure. Finally, limited local investment. Most carbon projects in Africa rely on the international powers, buyers, and investors, which limit local ownership and benefits. This is an example of cost. that can be get on the carbon credit project. You can see here some different costs. For example, feasibility study and project design. The cost of environmental and impact assessment is vary from $10,000 to $50,000, and the technical feasibility analysis is $5,000 to $30,000. All the price are very higher. CARP certification and validations here, and you need to hire a third-party auditor for validations. The cost will be about $20,000. 10 for monitoring and reporting. The costs are also very higher, and mainly if you will need to install a monitoring system such as sensors for measuring emissions reductions. Legal and administrative cost will be about $5,000, and the implementation cost reforestation can be $1,000 to $5,000 per hectare. But the cost of implementation are very higher, but the price when you sell the carbon credits are also higher. For nature-based solutions, we have here uh, 18 ton per 18 USD per ton. So you can get benefits for that, and the price is very higher for nature restoration. The